have Pat Walsh here, and you made the bylaws of this podcast, and in the bylaws you put only one Pat is allowed on the show at a time. So the other Pat had to sit out.
He seems like a nice guy. I wouldn't mind if we violated it.
We can't violate the bylaws. You're my councilman.
Counselor.
I'm
not elected.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're a counselor, not a councilman. You weren't elected. Let's talk about the ick of attorneys. Let's start off with the bad stuff first.
All right, I'm an attorney. People don't like attorneys until they need an attorney. But
or
then
a good attorney.
They only like their own attorney. And then if it's a divorce, eventually they don't like any attorney.
Yeah, because they like to waste money. That's just what I hear. I don't make the rules. So tell me about. Let's get down to the nasty stuff.
Attorney questions.
Yeah. No. Why do people hate attorneys? Like, what gives the attorneys a bad name, and then why do you think attorneys give that bad name?
Attorneys. I like the analogy that we're like doctors sometimes. Like, people need us when there's a crisis or a perceived crisis or problem, and then when that problem's over, nobody wants to pay us. So I think we're involved in a troubled time in their business or their life. It's not a happy time. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of trauma. Depending on what the problem is, there could be a lot of emotional trauma, could be financial trauma. Nobody wants to have to hire an attorney. Nobody wakes up in the morning saying, God, I can't wait to hire an attorney today. That's what I really want to do.
Well, I wake up and I'm like, man, I can't wait till Walsh calls me, because you call me every morning, 7:30 with an update.
I do. So your viewing audience should know we're friends. We talk all the time. So we have very similar careers.
Yeah. So Pat Walsh was a baseball player, pitched at Indiana, so washed up baseball player.
Washed up, yeah. My career's long gone.
What's funny is I met Pat Walsh through some mutual friends, and you actually know my father-in-law, my wife's family, for at least 24 years, I think, 23 years. At
least. Yeah, and, Scott and Colleen.
It was funny. I kind of brought it up to Scott that I was getting lunch with you, and he's like, the Pat Walsh? So
the Ernsteins and I spent a lot of time in rinks together. So Scott and Colleen, their son John is my older son Anthony's age, and then Maddie, I think, is my younger son Ryan's age. They played for the Sabres organization here out western suburbs, and then my kids, they played against each other, and then Anthony and John played together up until junior hockey, and then John went to Dartmouth, Anthony went to Yale, and then they played against each other, in the ECAC conference. And they both have missing front teeth.
John's is fixed now.
Anthony, and get his fixed.
So I think our relationship has grown and gotten much closer than I think anybody else in our group, because you and I are putting group texts, and then you and I we work out some issues in the morning every morning. And that's why we're on phone calls solving other people's problems. Let's shed a little light on that.
Well, I think we have a similar purpose. Like, there's a lot of different types of lawyers. There's a lot of different types of business people. You're very entrepreneurial. But I think the one thing we have in common, we're kind of like Mr. Wolf in Pulp Fiction. We fix messes. I get called for messes. So part of my life as a lawyer right now, I'm a municipal prosecutor, special counsel for some of the south suburbs in Chicago, Calumet City, Harvey. I do things for other ones too, which is an adventure at times. It was a lot of fun, great people. I love the people out south. I grew up out on the south side, but I also have other clients. A lot of them are in industry, or people get hurt, or there's a problem. Somebody's arrested. Somebody's in the hospital. Somebody got killed. One of the employees at his job, had an industrial accident and is dead, and the family's there screaming, Walsh, get out here. So I do a lot of different things, but most of them relate to emergencies, perceived emergencies, problems, messes. And then I try to triage it. And I think yours is similar, because my whole house is on fire, or the whole place is flooded. I guess floods are the new fire now as far as insurance claims are concerned. Or there's a hole in my roof, or I don't know how to handle this problem. Yeah. Plumbing, insurance, disaster, catastrophe,
HVAC's not
rebuilding
working.
it. I mean, you have clients that you do things that aren't necessarily related to your business. Like,
No.
I need to figure out how to move to California, or you get called for medical problems like I do, or you'll get called, my kid has a problem with the police, or this person got locked up, and then you might triage it to me, whereas I'll get a call on something and I'll triage it to you. I'll say, Jeff, this is in your bailiwick. Take care of them.
Yeah. So every morning we're trading, hey, I need help with this. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. So that's what I enjoy. Somebody who likes to get in the weed and the thick of things. I think that's why we get along so well, is we like to triage things and go after it and fix the problem. And not for any financial gain, not for any gain at all. I think we do it just to help people. And I think that's why I enjoy talking to you so much and sharing our dad jokes.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we want to disclose too many of those that we share, because there's people who are jealous of our dad jokes.
Yeah, they are.
We've got a lot of friends in our business circles.
They hate that we have such good dad jokes.
But our jokes are PG rated. We're not insulting anybody. We're not making women uncomfortable. They're very safe.
But I think the reason I enjoy talking to you every morning is you like to help people, and that's my high. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. My high is helping people out, and I think that's why I enjoy hanging out with you and talking to you every morning, because you're like, hey, I just did this and this and this. I helped this person, and I ask you, can you help this person? And you say, yep, go help this person. So that gives me the warm fuzzies.
Well, I think you approach problems the same way I do. There's a lot of people, a lot of lawyers. There's a lot of people in your business who will say, they'll be told about a problem and they'll say, there's nothing you can do. I can't help you with that. There's nothing you can do. Whereas if I approach you with a problem, like if I have something going on for a client or a real estate matter or a repair issue or whatever it is, you're open and say, I think we can figure this out. And that's how I feel when people come to me with problems and I have to triage them. If I can't help them, I want to direct them to the right person to get the help. So, for example, it might be a complex bankruptcy out of another state. Like, I'm licensed in Texas, Illinois, and California. I'm not in Texas as much as I was earlier in my career. And I love going to California, but I'm not out there very often. And but I try to find the right solution for people, even if I can't do it. If it's a trial or if it's a fight or something, I could take it on. And just like the problems that you get, somebody's got a catastrophe for their home, it might
not be something we do, but I still will help. There are a lot of things that we don't do roofing, but I will get the guy that does roofing that we have a relationship with, and I'll have him do the roof, and I will see it through with them for no financial gain at all, just to help that person out. And I think that's what you do. I don't think my experience, I have a lot of different attorneys that do work for me, the company, and the family. You're, one of four. And all four of you, I think, have the same mindset of like, let's help. My experience with some attorneys in the past have not been that way, let me just help just for the sake of helping. If there's no dollar sign behind it, I think that's why attorneys get such a bad name, because there are a couple out there that see the dollar sign, and you like to help. And I think there's others. I think there's just some that make the bad name for you.
Most attorneys are better billers than I am. I'll admit that. I just like to have more coming in than going out. But
it took a long time to build, the relationships that we have within the network of all, the attorneys we work with for different various reasons. So I think it takes time to find the right one, but I think once you have it, you gotta, I don't want to say take advantage of it, but know what you have.
Yeah, and I have problems where I'll talk to colleagues at different law firms.
Yeah.
About a problem, or if they can handle something. There's times where I get presented with something that, I could handle it, but I don't want to go out to Rockford, and I know the other attorney's very good at what they do and they can handle it. When it comes to some of the municipal fights that I have have friends, at Ansel Glank that are wonderful. I can call them up. I can talk to my friend Carrie Lynn. Carrie Lynn, what the hell is this? And she'll go, Walsh, I know what it is. But if it's something a little rougher around the edges, she might call me. So, but it's a good network, and it's good to help people. I feel like even if you help somebody and it's not a good financial resolution for you, you get karma, you get good luck. You know, if you help somebody, I think it always comes back around.
That's people asking like, why are you doing a podcast?
Well, it's fun.
It's fun. I get to sit down with my network and this is an ego thing. I get to show my network off. And I said, I don't need 1 million views. I don't need to be famous. I need to help one person with every episode. And I got a phone call today. And that phone call was, hey, you don't really know me, but your first episode was amazing. It was inspiring. And it felt, I got the chills from it because that was my goal, was to just help one person, inspire one person, make someone feel good, positive. And I got that phone call, and it, you know, this is it's a lot of work. It's expensive to do this.
This studio is awesome. I love it. You know, so I have my own podcast. I might have like 4 or 5 viewers at this point. Irish butt prints. Don't look it up. It's inappropriate. But the one thing I'll say about you, one thing I love about Jeff Kohl, OC Restoration, and I know some of your guys, Bud Madej, who's a hockey, Solutions. OC Property Solutions, whatever. OC Fix My Problem. That's what it should be. But I can tell people, if they call me with a problem, I go, call Jeff Kohl. You know, if there's a problem, if my family member has a problem, I can say, this type of stuff, call Jeff. If he can't do it, he'll tell you. He's fair, he's honest, and that's what I like about, you know, our relationship. I can have you triage a problem that I can't triage on my own. I know I'm very comfortable that you're going to do a great job with it.
I appreciate that. And that'll bring, you know, kind of in to our next topic is I like to help with everything and anything.
Sometimes you can help too much.
Sometimes I can help too much.
No good deed goes unpunished.
That's right.
Remember how I told you I have all these sayings, 36 years as a lawyer? Anything too good to be true is.
Yep. Your other businesses, you're not just an attorney.
No, I have other businesses.
Yeah.
I try to be entrepreneurial, and I could do better.
That's how I am. But I will take it until it gets boring.
Yeah, you know? I hate to lose, you know, so I want to see everything be successful.
Right. So you know what it's like being an entrepreneur and helping people out because you do start other businesses to help other people out.
Oh, yeah. And it's good. It's fun. It's like coaching. I've coached baseball. You know, I played, you know, as a child, probably from age, 5 on until, you know, my body wouldn't do it anymore. But I love coaching. And one of the most gratifying things, and this is similar to helping people who are new in business, like I have some players that went on to play professional, you know, and it's really fun. They look different than when I had them at age 12 to 15, but it's really exciting to see those young athletes go on, whether it's in baseball, you know, most of them actually, a lot of kids go to football or baseball or hockey or other sports, but it's really fun seeing them be successful. And the same thing is with business. I have one of my childhood friends, John Baumgart. He started a title company way back. And John had at one point like 600 employees. He was in almost all 50 states. And he's a self-made guy out of Riverdale, Illinois. He grew up in the rich part of Riverdale. He was off, you know, I think he was south of the train tracks. I was north over in the Paysetter neighborhood. But it was fun. Like when John started, I would help him. He would do anything for me. But seeing him work really hard and have success, or other people in business, or even young lawyers doing well, I like seeing people do well. I love seeing my friends do well.
Why? You know, your kids are older now. One's coaching. You have a kid that coaches hockey.
Yep.
Why do you still coach the younger generation? What makes you want to do that? Because I have young kids and I coach.
Yeah.
Some parents are batshit crazy, and I'm like, dude, we're still in T-ball. Take it easy over there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't know. I think if you've been lucky enough to play the game, like I played baseball, that was my sport. You know, I played in college at Indiana, and I had some teammates that played in the big leagues, some guys I played with and against have. I feel an obligation. It's a great game, especially when the kids get older. Like when kids are little playing baseball, it's like this is a long 2 hours of baseball. But when they get older, like from 11, 12, it becomes a real game. Watching 13, 14, 15, high school. I love watching, you know, college Division I baseball. Even Division III is fun. I'd rather watch that than pro ball. But you feel an obligation to give back. And at the same time, you know, I get more from teaching kids than they get from me. I love seeing them progress. They tell me funny dad jokes. You know, they they watching them improve, or the joy they might get in their eyes because they learned to hit better, or they close their front foot and now they're crushing the ball. To teach them that winning's a habit, that mediocrity is just unacceptable. I don't like it. I don't like now where a lot of people say, well, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. I mean, I believe in good sportsmanship, but if you're preparing to get ready for something, whether it's law, work, or anything else, you should play to win fairly. But I don't think you should dress up to go out and lose. Losing can be a habit too, but winning is a habit.
People want to be around winners.
And teaching kids how to win is a great thing.
And having healthy relationships with that.
Mm-hmm.
In the healthy relationship world, I love building relationships, having networking. You and I network. I mean, I think we
all
have
the time, every day.
I think you and I have a very unique network. I do things, and so do you. I want to get your perspective on this. I do things sometimes for free, just to have that person feel good about me and say, hey, you know what, he meant well. He helped us out. Some guy called me and said, I'm doing this fundraiser. Can you donate? Not only did I donate, I got 10 other people to donate.
Right.
And he didn't, I didn't need to do that, or maybe I'll do work for free.
Mm-hmm.
I want to build a relationship with somebody, not just be a vendor. I want to be a partner with them, whether it's in their home, in their business, anything.
I like it.
You do a lot of things for free, just based on building relationships, healthy relationships. Let's talk the importance of networking and relationships, because where AI is going, even for being an attorney, how important a relationship is, because AI is kind of taking over that space too. But
a lot of the stuff they come up with is wrong.
It's crazy.
I have subscription to Lexus AI, and I have to check the sites to see if the case stands for what they said. Same thing. I like this Chat GPT a lot. I don't know if they're going to be future sponsors of the show, because we need sponsors. Well, Irish Butt Prints, I don't think anybody wants to sponsor, but this is a great program. But the AI can give you a lot of good starts. I mean,
let's go back to the relationships before let's go back to
Yeah.
that first, because I do want to touch on the AI platform with attorneys. Why do you think you build relationships the way you do? And what's some advice that it'd be for our younger listeners, and why it's important to have relationships even more so now than ever?
I mean, that's how I get hired. I don't even have my name on my office. I've been there like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think people, once they get to know you, then they can trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if it's a legal problem, people want to trust their lawyer. If they have their home is a disaster, or they have a catastrophe, they want to know that they can trust Jeff Kohl to do what he's saying he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you meet them and you help them, I mean, I can't come up, I've never gone up to you or anybody we know saying, hey, look, do you need me to do some legal work? Never.
Never. Not once.
Usually I go, what do you want now?
Everyone always goes to you. It's kind of the same way. And people are like, don't you hate when people call you? I'm like, no, that's who I am. That's what I do. People are like, I'm so sorry I'm bothering you. I'm like, no, I love it when people call me, because that's who I am, what I do. I solve problems. I come up with solutions. Be like, oh, that must be annoying. I love it. So don't feel mad when people call. If I'm busy, I won't answer. It's that simple. But why do you think a relationship person to person is more important now than ever?
We handle important matters, and I think it's trust.
Mm-hmm.
If I was just making cheeseburgers, as long as I'm not putting broken glass in the hamburger, they're probably okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing something that's important to them, they want to trust the person. They want to know that you'll fight for them. And if the case has to go to trial, that you'll try the case, or that you're not just going through the motions. But there's so many lawyers out there. I was once told, somebody always said, there's always room for a good lawyer, no matter how many are out there. If you're a good lawyer and you're honest and you tell the truth with your clients, don't overpromise a client. That's one thing I would tell young lawyers. Don't overpromise. Like, oh, I'm going to beat this case, or I'm going to get you $10 million on this injury. Don't overpromise, because there's so many variables in life.
Do you think, don't overpromise and underdeliver?
Well, yeah, same concept.
Yeah, don't overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
Underpromise and overdeliver.
Yeah, like if if you're meeting a new girl, tell her that you're 4'11" and you have a toupee and you're a little overweight and you're gassy. No matter what, you'll be better. I'm joking.
So with relationships, I think how you build trust is hard work. And I think every time I call you, unless you're in Ireland or fishing,
I love to
you're
fish.
working. Whether it's 7:30 in the morning I call you or 10:15 at night, usually you're working. And I think you build trust through that hard work.
I'm a grinder.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. That's another one of my sayings. You know how we were talking about this podcast that some of these sayings might come out? Hard work makes you lucky. You know, if you work hard, you get lucky and you get better at it. I just finished a trial. I think June 5th, I finished a trial. I was at the Daly Center. Somebody was suing the Calumet City Police. They had beat a criminal case that the state's attorney's office could have done a better job on. This guy shot this guy up. But the more time I spent working the case, the better handle I had on it. My questions were tighter. I understood it. You know, there was no playing around on it. So it helped. We won. You know, got a directed verdict. But you don't get that by just showing up.
Use AI.
But nobody's born being good at something unless it's like passing gas. You're not born being good at doing OC's work. You're not born being a good athlete, being a baseball player. Even the most elite athletes, like I love watching stuff about Michael Jordan and some of these other athletes, they work so hard. You know, so their results on the court or on the field or at work, you don't get results like that by not doing the work. You don't see a judge up there who renders a brilliantly researched decision who just walked out of law school and they just knew it. Judges actually have to do a lot of hard work. Lawyers have to do hard work.
You think judges are using AI?
Everybody uses it. I mean, it can get you to an area of law more quickly.
Okay.
Like if you're not an expert in it, but you still have to double check their references, the citations, the cases. Do they stand for the principle that AI thought they did? So it'll help you. It's a great aid and it's getting better every day, but you have to double check. You got to verify it.
Because I know a lot of people who are rookies in real estate are using it like, I just use it to write my rental agreements. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's such a bad idea.
Well, I handle police complaints. And I just handled one the other day. I don't know if it was Harvey or Cal City, but somebody just AI'd it because it had absolutely nothing to do with the subject matter of this baseless complaint.
You could point out AI and AI emails. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
People don't realize that it's so easy to point out.
Yeah.
So, what would you tell a person that says, I'm just going to use AI?
I would say be careful because AI is not perfect yet. It's not perfect. And it really is. It's programming to collect data and then transmit that data to you, because the network and data, connecting it, searching it, kind of assembling it.
Do you use it?
Yeah, everybody should use it. I think it's a great, I had to find a contract for a police department retiring a police dog and giving it to the handler. And I'm like, they don't teach you that in law school. So I'm like, let's see if I can find something on the internet. And I found something. I had to tailor it specifically because a lot of what you find legally might not be tailored to Illinois law.
Right. What's your favorite case ever?
I've got a few. I mean,
I know a couple, obviously, but
the one I worked the hardest on was the Matt Sopron case.
Okay.
That was
let's give them some background on what that case is. I'm very familiar with it, but some people aren't.
So in 1995, I believe it was in 1995, in the Clearing neighborhood, there were some young people who had robbed a police officer's house, and there was a shooting. There was, references to gang involvement, and two young 13-year-old girls lost their lives, and it was a horrible tragedy. And so immediately after that took place, the police did their investigation. They charged people right away, probably within 48 hours. And then they expanded the investigation 8 months later because one of the people who was charged with the deaths of the two girls, knew he had no way out. He had made confessions, and there was a lot of mischief involved, but he named two other people to say this was ordered, like it was a New York mafia hit, with organization, and it wasn't true at all. But after a jury trial, one of those young men who got charged later was convicted, and the evidence was terrible. There was perjury, there was subordination of it. So the judge convicted the one. He got natural life because two people were dead. But I knew it was a lie from day one, and I spent 20 years, talking to people, because lies eventually break down. And the best liars try to weave in a little fact with their lies. And over time, the truth came out, and people talked. Some people couldn't talk because they had their Fifth Amendment rights and they were trying to preserve a deal. But eventually the truth came out, and Matt Sopran got home. And it weighed on me heavily. I thought about it every night for 21 years. That was a big relief for me that he got home. I've had other cases that I've been happy to help people on. I had, at one point I had a civil jury verdict, and there was a record in federal court, James Woods versus the EJ&E. It was an FELA case. We tried it, 1998, I think I tried that case, but that held up for a long time. But it was fun. Some of these jury trials are fun to do. But yeah, there's been a lot, in helping people. That's it's one of the rewards of being a lawyer. You can help people, and I complain about some parts of it, but I do like helping people and helping families when I can.
Why do court cases take so long? Like, I've been a part of a few. Mm-hmm. Feels like it takes forever. Why?
Well, different places move more quickly, different jurisdictions. Cook County, I don't know if the stats are accurate, but they used to be one of the most congested court systems in the United States. There's so many cases that get filed in Cook County, both criminal and civil. And the judges do their best. They try to keep you on a short leash, but there's a lot of variables in lawsuits, with discovery, lawyers being busy, having other cases, trying to get witness availability. So they can take a while. And I think that's like a lot of us will say after a long period of time as a lawyer, it's hurry up and wait. You got to hurry up to court just to wait. You think you're going to get something done, but there might be other matters that are more important. The judges, I think the judges in Cook County are overwhelmed. I think even the federal court system is overloaded. So that's why it can take longer. And some people will prolong litigation. So if they have a business matter and they feel they can outspend the person who's suing them, they might overwhelm them with their law firm, to make it more difficult to go through and more expensive. So the person with less resources might not be able to handle the cost of the litigation. The cost of litigation could exceed what they could win in an outcome. So that can cause them to prolong.
Okay.
Or be much longer than they should be.
So even if it's a open and shut case, if I file something tomorrow, it's going to take me 3, 4, 5 months just to get a court case to be told, we'll see you in 30 days. We'll see you in 30 days. We'll see you in 30 more days. So I feel like you have 4, 5, 6 cases, court case dates before you even get started.
Well, there's a lot of variables, and a lot of people don't understand the process of a civil case. Somebody files a complaint. The person who is sued can file an answer to the complaint, or they can file a motion to dismiss if it doesn't meet certain legal standards. Then once that part of the case is resolved, then there's written discovery that the parties exchange. And then in civil cases, you can have depositions, oral discovery. Then there might be motion practice, a motion for summary judgment, where they say that even assuming these facts are true, you don't have a case under the law. There's no basis for your lawsuit. Then if that doesn't get resolved, then you have to wait your turn for a trial. And so that, like the one I just took care of, I think from the date that originally occurred until the date we finished the civil jury, it was 7 years. But part of that delay was the criminal case took 4 or 5 years. But it can be a long time. And that's why people will try to settle their differences if they can, because the cost of litigation, the time, and just putting this behind you might be worth the settlement. There was a claim agent, his name was Bob Walney with the Indiana Harbor Belt, and he explained it really nice to me when I was a younger lawyer out of the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. He goes, Walshy, you got a window here, and that window is the reasonableness of what a settlement might be. And I want to push my offer. I want to tease you below what is fair, and you want to push way above what's fair. And at the end of the day, a settlement is what both sides can live with. They might not be happy, but they can live with it. And when you have a jury verdict, anybody who says they can predict juries every time hasn't tried a difficult case. I've won cases that I shouldn't have won, and vice versa. Juries are imperfect, and even if I hit a home run on a case, I win or the other side wins, then it can go on appeal and that could last forever. So there are reasons why these mediators, these retired judges do well now, because it's a lot of money to try a case.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
A lot of time, a lot of effort.
Yeah. And that cost. That's probably why people are like, I hate you lawyers. Like divorces especially.
A couple of experiences I've had with lawyers, attorneys that weren't so great were I paid a retainer fee and they said, we'll get you all these documents back in 2 weeks. That we were going over contracts and they were updating contracts for us. I think it was a $3,500 retainer. And I had to follow up 2 weeks later. I'm like, are you done? They're like, oh, I forgot about it. I'm like, okay, no problem. Have it to me next week. I call again. Oh, I was busy doing something. It's like either you can do it or you can't. Sometimes attorneys
take on
lie.
More than they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or lie. They're professional liars. Like Liar, Jim Carrey.
He's a funny guy. Yeah, that legal business.
Yeah, that's why you need to stick with building doobie brands.
I know. This isn't vodka. This is just my water, but it's my doobie sticker. My son Ryan designed it. It's a koala with a hippie T-shirt on. I love pizza.
What's doobie brands?
Well, my son and I we thought it'd be cool because my younger son and I would go to New Haven to see the older boy while he was at college, and stinking New Haven, Connecticut has the best pizza in the world. And when I first went out there, I'm like,
Better than Chicago pizza?
That's what I said. I go, bull, whatever, right? Bull F and S. They don't have better pizza than us. And then I went out there and had it.
I don't know. That might be a hate crime.
Oh,
are you sure?
It was so good. I like Chicago pizza. Don't get me wrong. I love pizza. I'd rather have a good pizza than a steak.
I had Detroit pizza. I tried Detroit pizza the first time at Fiamme in Naperville.
I've never been there.
Awesome place.
Really good?
Really good.
Potential sponsor?
Kate had ordered it, and I tried it, and I'm like, this might be better. So I don't know. We'll have to try some New Haven. We'll have to go on a trip.
Oh, I'd love to go back. Oh, well, maybe, so my older son coaches at Colgate University, and they're in the same league as Yale. Yale's in New Haven. That's where he played. And when he graduated, I ate at those pizza places every day twice. That whole week. They had a whole graduation week, and all I did was eat pizza.
That's not healthy for you.
Oh, I know. But it was worth it. Sometimes you do things for the pain. It was worth it. Yeah. But yeah, my favorite out there is Pepe's. But they have great pizza everywhere. Even the ones that don't get all the Dave Portnoy reviews, their pizza's so good.
What's your favorite pizza here?
I bounce back and forth.
Deep dish or?
No, deep dish it's fork and knife pizza. It's delicious, but as you get older, it's harder to eat. Malnati's is good.
Yeah.
There's a place in Oak Brook, La Barra's, that's excellent if they cook it right. Now, I've had some that they haven't cooked right. So when they're on point, they're delicious.
Any pizza in Ireland?
I don't know. I'll find out next week.
Where are you going?
We're flying into Dublin, and then I don't like to make too many specific plans because the weather can go bad. Mm-hmm. Like I've been working on being able to communicate with the local dialect. Like, I don't know what time. We didn't start at 3:30, did we? If we were in Ireland, it'd be 3:30. I'm joking. I don't want to get beat up when I'm there. But yeah, so we're going to go to Dublin, hang out there a little bit.
Kids going?
My older son Anthony is. Ryan's studying for the Illinois bar exam. He just finished law school at UIC, so he takes that the 30th and 31st of July this month. And if he passes, the Cook County State's attorneys are going to keep him. But then we're going to Donegal. And then after that, I made no reservations because I want to see what the weather's like. I just want to be by the water.
Okay. No golf.
Oh, yeah, there's golf. My older son's addicted. I don't know what's up with these hockey players. They love golf. I'll golf with them. I don't golf much. I think I might have to give them a handicap. I don't even know the rules. I mean, my guys in Riverdale where I grew up, we go, I shoot about 130, 120.
You see that Robin Williams video on how golf was invented?
Mm-mm.
No? You have to look that up.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Pretty soon we got to get the screen up there, but is it a copyright problem?
Probably. Edgar, is that a copyright problem?
It'd be an issue.
Okay. Well,
maybe we can get permission.
Doubt that. Attorney, you work on it.
Yeah, I got a lot of free time.
If a business needed some contracts or help with copyright,
that's a tough area.
Yeah. What is that? I mean, it's
expensive too.
You practice law in California,
right? Well, I'm licensed there. I don't have too many out there. I've had some over the years.
Any copyright issues with things out there?
I've never had that. It's a very specialized part of the practice.
Okay.
One of my Mount Carmel High School friends, he's the smart Walsh. Dan Walsh does work for a firm that specializes in that. Mm-hmm. But it's very specialized. They're usually engineers. They're super bright people who do patents and copyright law. Mm-hmm. There's even a specialized patent bar in D.C. for researching those. And
seems like a lot of headaches.
It's very expensive. I know one person, there was a veterinarian who researched it, without being a lawyer. But this person was brilliant. So they were able to figure it out and do it. But yeah, it's really difficult.
Do you consider everything you do hard work? You're in an office all day. It's mentally hard, mentally stressing. I've been doing this a long time, mm-hmm. 36 years, probably 36. I don't know. I can't remember. My friends will tell me whether I lost my mind, but some things are more challenging. But it's not like I'm working for a living where I'm cleaning fish or I'm working like a plumber or somebody who builds houses or that they have to use all their physical energy to do their job. Like if I try a case, I'm soaked in sweat at the end of the day. Right.
I think it's just the intensity of the thought and your body and kind of staying on top of it. But it's not like, I'm digging ditches. So it's not hard in that sense.
You deal with a lot of negative issues, a lot of negative personalities. Mm-hmm. I've given expert testimony on cases before. How do you stay positive with all the negative noise around you?
I don't know. It's kind of like a physician.
Mm-hmm.
We have to handle problems, right? A physician can't have an emotional breakdown when they're working in the emergency room and they see somebody who's severely hurt because of their heart goes out to the injured victim, mm-hmm. and there's blood and there's all these things. A physician has to triage the problem, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not a physician, so if I say it wrong, I apologize to all the smarty pants doctors out there. But a physician has to say, okay, well, I got this messed up person. What do I do first? I got to preserve the airway, right? If they can't breathe, they die. Mm-hmm. Where do I go next? Maybe the heart. If the heart stops beating, there's no mm-hmm. blood to the brain, no oxygen in the brain, they die. And then maybe the third thing is let's work on the brain. Mm-hmm. We'll handle the brain injuries. Maybe the next thing is a bleeding problem that they might bleed out on. But you have to look at the problem and see what's most important first.
How do you stay positive?
Work on that.
You work with a lot of negative people, and so do I, right? People call us because they have a problem. Mm-hmm. They need a solution to that problem. I am the solution. So if I mm-hmm. became negative, it'd be bad. How do you stay positive when everything you deal with is bad? It's a bad thing going on in somebody's life almost all the time.
I think
because it's a lot of negative energy in your life.
I think, in my role with the type of practice I have, every problem you can work on, so I think the start is, let's start working on what do you got, what's going on, where are they at? Like, people with a criminal problem, I don't ask them what they did. What are the police going to say you did? What are the witnesses going to say you did? If there was a camera, what would they say? Don't tell me what you did. Let's see what you're facing. And if I'm on the other side as a prosecutor, which I am sometimes in Cal City or Harvey, I'm like, okay, what evidence do I have that supports the charges? How do I get that evidence before a hearing officer or a judge? How am I going to prove what maybe people think they know, but if I don't have valid admissible evidence that a judge or administrative hearing officer can listen to that's believable and legally appropriate, I might not be able to prove what in my heart I suspect.
So if there's a possibility that somebody did the crime but was found not guilty, right?
Happens a lot.
Why?
Well, there's a lot of variables with that. It could be bad evidence. Like let's say you have the police come on and say they get called, there's a body found. The person who's dead can't talk to you. Evidence could talk to you, right? A criminal defendant or a suspect can say, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment rights of self-incrimination and not make a statement, because I know if I talk to you police officers, anything I say can be used against me. In fact,
so if you get pulled over because a cop thinks you're drinking, right?
Right. You can refuse to have a communication with them. Good policemen are going to try to engage you so that they can say, I was able to smell the driver's breath. I was able to observe his mannerisms. I was able to hear impaired speech or impaired behavior, or look at their eyes, and that was a tell to me that it was consistent with alcohol consumption. But somebody else might say, look, I don't talk to the police. I'm not talking without my lawyer. Here's an envelope with my driver's license, registration, and insurance. I am not talking to you. Am I under arrest or am I free to leave? And then if you're under arrest, well, if you don't talk to them, you deprive the police of evidence. If you don't consent to a search, that's less evidence that the police can have. And then if they do conduct a search, they have to show how they were legally authorized to do the search. Otherwise, that evidence can be held to be inadmissible, and not able to be used at your criminal prosecution.
It's interesting.
So there's an old saying, even a goldfish wouldn't get caught if it didn't open its mouth.
Sometimes people talk themselves into being guilty.
All the time.
Do you?
All the time. Every day.
What's some advice you would give somebody?
I'm not giving it away.
What's some advice you'd give somebody if?
How about make it Jeff Kohl? Hypothetically, Jeff Kohl is being accused of something. Do not talk without your lawyer. Direct all communications to my attention. Do not consent to a search. Don't behave bad. Don't talk to third parties about the incident they're investigating, because they can tell others that you told them something incriminating.
What about where people are being assholes to cops? When I see those videos, I'm like, yeah, that person deserved it. What? Why do people do that?
Why are they assholes to cops? Why are they belligerent at times?
Yeah, just a cop is asking something that probably wouldn't incriminate them, or maybe, hey, I want to see your driver's license, and they're. Well,
they could have. You never know what somebody you encounter for the first time has been going through in their personal lives, and as you get older, you try to be more patient with people, because you don't know what's going on in their lives, the frustrations. Maybe it's their marriage, maybe it's their work, maybe it's something going on with their children or family members, and it overwhelms them. Or maybe family members have had bad interactions with the police, or maybe they watch too much social media and believe the crazy stuff that they see on Twitter or Instagram or on Facebook, because a lot of information out there is just nonsense. So they might have their views, influenced by what they see, and what the information they receive might not be accurate. So and maybe there was some historic stuff. Like I I deal with a lot of police complaints on the South Side, and a lot of people, there's been people who have historically not been listened to by law enforcement. I think law enforcement's so much better now as far as listening to people than it was maybe 30 years ago. Everything's on the body camera now, but they might have had some bad experiences, or they might have been treated unfairly or believed they were treated unfairly. But now I think people are more sensitive to it. The training on a lot of police departments is just much, much better now. And it's on camera. So we don't have to trust what somebody says. If it's on videotape, that's really beyond dispute, unless it goes to perception that might be outside the camera's range. So they could have some historic problems which cause that to happen. There could be mental illness. There could be intoxication or drug use. There could be a lot of things. I would say that if you choose to fight the police, generally that's a bad idea. Because if you hit a policeman, it's aggravated battery and it's a felony. And it's going to be on video camera. So, I'm not getting out of my car. I want a supervisor. That's one thing I get all the time. People, you don't have, unless there's a specific departmental policy, there is no legal right to demand a supervisor or to speak to a supervisor. I get pulled over because I ran a stop sign. Well, I'm not getting out of the car. I'm not doing it. The officer can explain a decent reason they might be concerned for their safety. Then they have a right to ask you out of the car for their safety. So
interesting.
I believe in that context of being kind to everybody. Mm-hmm. So even if you have to say, officer, I'm not going to speak to you on the advice of counsel, I would do it kindly and say, I don't want to be disrespectful, but
I think that goes in,
I'm not speaking.
I think that goes in life though, not just talking, judge attorney speak.
Yeah.
People think they experience a conversation a certain way and mm-hmm. they take it a certain way and they immediately go negative or, they go into defense mode. I think if people were a little bit more understanding and less reactive during conversations.
Listen more, speak less.
Correct.
I think kindness is the key. I think as a lawyer, my son asked me, he was in law school his first mm-hmm. year. And he's like, well, these second and third years are telling me this is the most important thing. And I'm like, no, the most important thing is to treat almost everyone you see with kindness to start. Be kind to people. You get more accomplished.
I think that's been my secret sauce mm-hmm. is talking to people, understanding, being kind, helping. And I don't do it in a way to manipulate. I do it in a way because everybody's going through something. I think I do it in a way to understand where they're coming from and help them out in life, not just talking to a police officer, talking to the judge, talking to another attorney, but your neighbor who makes you mad because they did something some way. You may not understand what's going on. They may have some crazy person living in their house with them that drives them bonkers and are taking it out on you.
Yeah. Sometimes the better approach is like, hey, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Just ask questions instead of immediately rushing to a conclusion.
Yeah, dropping F-bombs on them.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Well, as a lawyer and just in life, listen first. Listen to see what somebody's saying. Don't come into a conversation with a immediate bias. Like you could trust but verify. But approaching people with a bad attitude, I get much more help and assistance by being kind to people and being polite. It just seems to work a lot better. I mean, you can still reserve the right to be mad at them or not like them down the line. Mm-hmm. But if you approach them with kindness first, I think you're going to do better.
People are going to like you more.
I mean, how many people do we need to like us? You need your wife to like you, your kids maybe.
I got 5 kids. That's going to be...
Yeah, I told you to buy a TV. Instead, you put it up in here.
I got Hulu now.
Hulu's great.
I got Hulu now.
They have all the college baseball.
No, too slow.
I think it's over now.
Me. I can watch baseball in person. I can't watch it on TV. It's like watching golf on a Sunday. It's a nap. It's a nap time thing.
Playoff MLB baseball, the World Series.
That's a different.
It's like playoff hockey and March Madness. Those are the best sporting events ever. March Madness is one of the greatest basketball viewing events ever. That in St. Patrick's Day week. The NHL playoffs and Stanley Cup. These guys get after it. baseball playoffs when, it's a long season. It's just.
You're a big NBA guy, right?
No, I don't watch the NBA.
I don't know who watches the NBA.
I don't know. People love it.
You're sorry, Edgar.
Edgar's the producer.
What's next after this? So Ryan gets into Cook County.
Yeah, he'll learn how to be a lawyer a little bit by.
Is he going to come work for you?
He can do whatever he wants. I want him to go to the Coast Guard so I could get some fishing spots. Like, hey, dude, if you're a lawyer for the United States Coast Guard, you'll be considered a veteran. They have great housing allowances. And then if for some reason we get you down to the Keys, I'm going to get fishing spots.
It's a little selfish.
Yeah, but that would be heaven. I saw a bus driver job advertised for over $100,000 down there in the Keys. It's like, I could do that, clean fish. Get tips from tourists.
You were just talking about not cleaning fish earlier.
No, I like cleaning fish.
Oh.
Not everybody else's fish unless I'm getting paid.
So truck question. You've got 3 different trucks.
Yeah, I got 3 trucks. I like big trucks. Cannot lie.
So you got the big V8.
Yeah, I got the Ram TRX.
You got the EcoBoost twin turbo.
Yeah, the Ford. I love the Ford. Ford's a great. I love them all. They're like children. I love them all alike.
But then you have the electric one.
I do. I have the Chevy Silverado e-truck RST. That was it's on a lease, but it was through a client. But it's an amazing truck.
If you had to pick one,
I can't. It's like picking one child over your other 2. They're all wonderful in their own way.
What do you think about the electric trucks?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's super fast. It's faster than the TRX, and that TRX screams.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you have your Ford Raptor R, whatever it is. It's a spectacular truck.
It's faster than the TRX.
Well, the TRX is heavier. It's like, okay, let's have a race, but I'm carrying a 200-pound person on my back. That's like cheating.
It's your problem. You're fat, not me.
I know. And maybe the TRX needs a little Ozempic.
No,
a little Ozempic additive in the gas tank.
No. Ozempic's bad for you. Please don't take that.
Well, you'd have to talk to my truck about that.
So, trucks and boats.
Well, the boat's not as fancy. The boat's a bathtub that fishes.
Yeah. Just a hole in the water you throw money in.
Yeah, it's not as bad now. But, I mean, there's nothing more fun than going out fishing, catching your own meal, knowing what you're eating. I like doing that.
So I've got, we'll wrap up with one problem you and I just solved, and we'll share this story afterwards.
I might not be able to talk about it if it's attorney-client.
No attorney-client. Or maybe. Parts of it were.
Yeah. I can't talk about attorney-client stuff.
So we had a brother-in-law that we had fixed a problem for him.
That's not a legal problem. Well, it could have been.
It was at one point.
We handled a legal problem. We didn't fix it. This isn't like the old Circuit Court of Cook County. This isn't Greylord. We worked on a problem and we found an acceptable solution. This
will go live, and I have to get running because I've got to figure out some problems.
Yeah, I'm really important. I got to go too.
So,
not that important.
Well, this will go live after this happens. So, Maddie, we had hooked him up with the babysitter.
Yeah, she went to Indiana, IU grad.
Yeah, IU
softball player.
Yeah.
Good genes. Get a baseball player out of that nephew.
So Maddie's getting ready to propose, I think tomorrow, and I have to step in and help organize some things.
Yeah.
And you and I had set this up for him.
Yeah, we did. We helped him out.
His mom and his uncle played a little role.
No, she didn't want. She didn't want to lose the babysitter.
No. Matt's mom, not
Colleen.
Katie.
Cal.
Yeah, Colleen. Yeah, Katie.
Colleen's my hockey mom, bud.
So I got to get running here because he's gonna propose, and you and I
when
tomorrow.
Where's he taking her?
We're gonna do it at the airport.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I gotta go.
How are you gonna get the cameras without being seen?
I figured out. That's what I do. I figured out.
You know what? You could put the camera. You could have the camera person inside the plane.
And I think we're gonna hide in the weeds. We'll see.
Yeah. What if she says no? She could say no. Then we're back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. I hope not.
Yeah, we got to
I'll lose my babysitter.
make him look. Yeah, right. That's a total loss. So you lose her for the family and the babysitter?
I think she'll say yeah. But, all right, we'll wrap up.
All right, why don't you tell me your favorite dad joke, and I'll tell you mine.
Ooh.
I hope you're not telling my favorite dad joke.
What is something, or what is someone called with no body and no nose? Nobody knows.
Nice. Before I tell my dad joke, I do want to give an official credit to Preston Jones. That's my friend Thaddeus Jones's son. We talk dad jokes all the time, and they both, his mom and dad, hate me for it. But and you've heard this one because I've told it to you. But this is for your studio audience. Why are lobsters so bad at sharing?
Why?
They're shellfish.
Your jokes suck.
Hey, all right. I heard one from a 12-year-old yesterday. I won't identify him.
Okay.
How did
this one's bad.
how did the non-binary person kill another person?
How?
They slashed them. See, he liked that one. It's not mine. It's from Leo. I'm blaming Leo. He told me that.
So bad.
Well, you could always edit this out. Well, thanks for having me here. I love the studio. I love the producer. It's really nice in here. The lighting's great.
You got to give one takeaway for everybody here. One piece of advice. At the end of the show, I ask everyone one piece of advice, whether it could be life, it could be business, it could be sports, it could be attorney. You got to give
one across the board. I've already said it. Anything too good to be true is too good to be true. Don't be so conceited to think that somebody is doing you something out of nowhere for nothing. Anything too good to be true is true. And that's the source of most business problems I run across. I'm giving you, Jeff Kohl, the greatest deal in the world. You know, let's pretend we're not like close friends, but I'm giving you this best deal in the world. Why would you give me that best deal, Walsh? We're not related. You're not a family member. Why didn't you get a loan from a bank so you could afford this part of the deal? Why didn't you go to your siblings? Why didn't you sell something if you're going to make a 300% return in 3 days? Why are you coming to me with this? Why would you do me this favor, Walshy? Well, because they're ripping you off. And I've seen it a million times over the years. You know, I tell young people, you know, if you meet this beautiful girl and she's, you know, it's getting romantic, but you just met her. Why is this happening to you? Always think about why me.
Because it's a dude.
I thought we were going to keep this clean.
All right.
But yeah.
Young athletes. Got to give something to young athletes.
Young athletes?
Yep.
Hard work makes you successful. One of my favorite players of all time. I just finished, you know, my time coaching him. He's his name's Tyler Welch. Super good student, works his butt off. But, you know, people can say, well, he's so good. Well, if you knew how hard this kid worked, you know, and his family makes sure he gets rested, he gets proper sleep, proper nutrition. He's a student of the game. That's why he's good.
Can I follow up with something? Mm-hmm. It's not one.
I shouldn't even say his name, right?
Not one good.
But he's my favorite for now.
It's not one good hard workout. I think it's the consistency of hard work, getting a little bit better every day. People think I need one good workout a week and I'm good.
No.
I think it's showing up every day. And sometimes you might have a bad workout, but you showed up, you tried to get a little bit better, mentally got tougher. So I think, yes, hard work is important, but I think consistency is just as important.
Well, how about for Little League players? You can't pitch 1 day a week without doing 4 bullpens and have accuracy, ball control, ball movement, changing speeds. You got to throw every day or 4 times a week to be good on the weekends for game days. Don't just show up, walk 15 people and wonder what's wrong with me. You know, do the work every day and you're going to be more successful. It makes you, you know, the work makes you successful.
Do push-ups and stay away from candy.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I like candy. All right. Well, thanks for having me on
Thanks
the
for
show,
having me,
man.
man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
and,
Edgar.
Yeah, please watch The Plug. I'm going to advertise it. I'm going to tell all 5 of my Irish Butt Prince followers to get their butt on the show and see Jeff Kohl and Pat Schiller, who will be allowed to be here when I leave.
Yeah, one pat at a time.
He's muscle Pat. Both you guys. I wouldn't fight you guys. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you.